Introducing all the latest noteworthy light novels. So this time is a video introducing new light novels released in November. I'll be introducing the lineup of new releases that will be released by the middle of November, and I'll be picking out my personal favorite light novels and introducing in detail. So please use this as a reference for your purchase. Let's get started right away. First, I'll introduce All-Star Novels, which was on sale on November 15th. I will be only picking up 2 titles this time. I will Parry Everything Volume 9, a title both notable especially after its summer anime adaptation, despite a delayed release following the anime. The new volume is finally here. Watching the anime, even those who read the original work, there must be quite a few, right? The comedy aspect of the anime was emphasized a bit. When I saw the original work, I found that it has some surprising serious parts, and I think it's a good gap. Fans who enjoyed the anime will find the original work equally delightful, with the latest volume centered on a slave auction scene, promising a stage for the protagonist Noel to shine. I've become Nobunaga's bride. The Tale of a Useless Witch's Warring State Politics Volume 1, a unique blend of magic and historical fantasy where the protagonist, a powerful mage, attempts to return to modern Japan but ends up in the Sengoku period as Nobunaga's wife. That's all from Upstart Novels. Next, from Dengeki Bunko, I was reincarnated as a villainous nobleman who is nothing more than a foil to the hero, Volume 1, a game world reincarnation story where the protagonist aims to alter the game's narrative for a happier outcome. It looks like a shoujo story but mixed with an otome game style. Other titles include old-style share house with Dungeon Volume 3 and a comfortable crafting life in a corner of another world. The workshop given to me by the goddess was a bit over the top Volume 4. These titles highlight the creativity and survival elements in otherworldly settings, combining fantasy with practical skills. The Bag's Hero's Leisurely Journey to Another World, a new fantasy series where the protagonist's scared weapons turns out to be a high school commuter bag, leading to unexpected twists and turns. That's all from Dengeki Bunko. Next, from Gagaga Bunko, the school war between the reincarnated Demon King and the hero candidate. The legendary Demon King is still unrivaled in the world 1,000 years later. This is the title that took my attention. It is like a fusion of various school magic academy stories, and it is a notable title to look for. The story is about the Demon King who was tired of the world because he was the strongest and became interested in the worlds of a human hero who he had challenged many times. To his unknowing, he sneaks into the Hero Academy to find the next hero who can compete with him and with his extraordinary abilities, and finds 2 girls, each with unique abilities as well. Thus, the reincarnated Demon King's school unrivaled tale begins with a dance to 2 heroines of battles. Nevertheless, it was like how Leonis from the Demon Sword Master of Excalibur Academy would look like if he was an adult. If you're interested, do pre-order this title. I was the strongest magician in my previous life, and now I'm unrivaled with the magic of another world. This is also a new title, combined with modern dungeons with memories of another world. The protagonist uses his powerful magic to dominate in this new fantasy series. Try Me Until You Want a Real Girlfriend Volume 2, set against the backdrop of a reality dating show. This unconventional youth romance explores the scripted relationship and genuine bonds that form behind the scenes, making for an unpredictable and engaging read. The girl I met on a dating app was my student Volume 2. A high school teacher who started using a matching app ends up meeting one of his students, resulting in a fascinating romantic comedy. The humorous unexpected dynamics of their relationship make this series a delightful read. The second volume promises further developments of their quirky relationship. Unexpected slow life after Banished. After retiring, I somehow became the mentor of beautiful Gairu girls, and They Adore Me Volume 2. The protagonist, after being banished and thinking he would enjoy a peaceful retirement, unexpectedly becomes a mentor to beautiful Gairu girls. Volume 2 continues of a retired protagonist who he thought he was retiring to a peaceful life again, finds himself become an unlikely mentor to more charming Gairu girls. That was from Gagaga Bunko. Next is the titles that is on sale from the 18th to the 20th of November from Gagaga Bunko. Brother, are you a detective who can love monsters? Volume 3. This mystery series follows a detective who solves cases while sealing supernatural phenomena, offering a blend of investigation and occult elements. Sister and Tentacles Volume 2, a bold and risque story about a protagonist awakening to the power of summoning tentacles guided by a seductive sister. Despite its erotic elements, the narrative also tackles themes of discrimination and resistance. A pure-hearted girl and a clumsy macho are impatiently in love. Volume 2. This is a romantic comedy series that explores the amusing and heartfelt dynamics between a pure-hearted gairu and a clumsy macho guy. Volume 2 continues to delve into their quirky relationship, filled with misunderstandings, sweet moments, and plenty of laughs. 30. Hypnosis Child Volume 3 Dosukebe Saimin Jujutsu no Ko, a comedic yet heartfelt tale of a high schooler with hypnotic powers, blending humor with genuine moments of youth. The latest volume introduces a heroine who becomes unrecognizable due to these powers, adding a layer of mystery to the narrative. Demon City Volume 3 The Immortals and the Feast of Collapse. This crime fantasy by the author of Hero Police explores a city where humans and demons coexist, filled with intrigue and conspiracies. The series has gained acclaim for its complex characters and suspenseful narrative. From the HJ novel lineup, Backstab in a Backwater Dungeon Volume 11, the lengthy title hints at a revenge-driven plot featuring a protagonist who seeks vengeance against his former party members with the help of his powerful allies. This series offers a complex and satisfying narrative for fans of revenge plots. It was lately announced that to receive anime adaptation. The furious princess decided to take revenge, devastating one's homeland with the power of Grimoire. Volume 6. The story follows Elizabeth Liston, the daughter of Haldoria's powerful prime minister. After being publicly humiliated and abandoned by her fiancé, Elizabeth decided to take revenge using her 7 magic grimoires. Volume 6 continues Elizabeth's quest for vengeance as she uses her wits and magical abilities to challenge those who wrong her. Grand Abel, the magician of the charm, who wants to save his most favorite last boss, Big Brother, Volume 3. A high school girl fell asleep on her beloved novel and was transported to the world of the novel she reads. This volume, this time, manages to persuade her destined brother, who is worried about the danger, together with the hero. It seems that they will be having an attempt to kill the Demon King with a small group. Other titles includes The Oppressed Diva Saint is adored by the prince she once saved Volume 2, a reincarnated 30-something woman's life in another world Volume 3. She's an evil witch who can only use clumsy skills, but she lives strong with the party-loving slimes she tamed Volume 1. These titles are filled with otome, isekai, and slime fantasy-style stories guaranteed to excite you. Giselle Alchemy Candy Volume 1. This new volume follows an alchemist girl who, after being fired from her guild, creates a fat guild relieving exceller that quickly gains popularity, establishing her new business. That is it from HJ Novels. From Fantasia Bunko, my house has become a hangout place for girls. This is a reactionary love comedy that begins with the heroines hanging out in the room of the protagonist who lives alone. It seems to have quite a lot of erotic elements, and the illustrations have been released are quite extreme. If you like slapstick erotic comedies where the heroines get pressured by the hero, it's worth checking out. The Unparalleled Beautiful Night was my real love otaku. It is a new fantasy about a beautiful night from the future 200 years later who appears before the main character, a knight candidate. In the future, the main character has become a hero and is a very popular character, which is a rather unusual setting. There seems to be some battle elements, but I'm curious to see how the serious and comedy aspects will turn out. Fullmetal Panic Family Volume 2. This series, a definitive school military action series, is back with a new release. It's one of the people's top favorite series among thousands who've read, so everyone's been eagerly waiting for this sequel. Everyone knows the story of Fullmetal, which this series continues. The main story follows Sosuke and Kaname, who are now married and living with their two children in a complete after-story setting. The setting is about 20 years later after the main story's conclusion, so the main characters are now in their 30s and 50s, giving a sense of the passage of time. The storyline mainly focuses on their chaotic daily lives, resembling a collection of short stories. However, they are episodes that subtly evoke a sense of nostalgia, making the accumulation of the years interesting, which is absolutely wonderful. In the latest volume, characters like Kurtz and Mao from Mithril make significant appearances, adding to the excitement. Additionally, Tessa, who was more popular than the main heroine, also makes a brief appearance, making it something not to be missed. Longtime Fullmetal Panic fans should definitely read it, so if you haven't yet, make sure to pick it up, Volume 1 and 2. Next up is Demon Lord 2099 Volume 5, another highly anticipated title. The anime adaptation started airing this fall, and as of now, 6 episodes have been released, and it's genuinely interesting. To be honest, it's one of the top series this season, set in a cyberpunk world with a Demon King fantasy theme. It offers a mix of comedy, seriousness, and battles, all while faithfully adapting the engaging aspects of the original work, much to the delight of fans. The original series is also riding the wave of its anime adaptation, with consecutive monthly releases. Each volume of this series shifts settings from cyberpunk to mystery and more, providing various ways to enjoy the story. The latest volume features a showdown between Demon Kings, taking place in the sprawling underground city of Shibuya, where a battle to determine the ruler of the future world unfolds. The previous volume felt a bit like a side story, so this one promises a more intense battle scene. If this anime has piqued your interest, be sure to check out the original work as well. Next, we have Junior High School DxD Volume 2, another notable title. This new release from the long-running classic High School DxD series, which has been adapted into anime multiple times, focuses on the middle school defense squad. The protagonist is Miyamoto Zeka, a descendant of the famous samurai Miyamoto Musashi, and the story follows the adventures of a group of girls. The original author, Ishibumi Ichihei Sensei, oversees the series, while the actual writing is done by Shinonome Rippu Sensei. Since the main series publications are currently paused, fans are curious about its future. According to the author's updates on X, formerly Twitter, preparations are ongoing. Meanwhile, series fans should enjoy this spin-off while they patiently wait for the continuation of the main series. That's it from Fantasia Bunko. Next, we have GCN Bunko, released on November 20th, The Witch and the Mercenary Volume 5. This fantasy series features a witch feared as a symbol of terror and the professional mercenary surviving in new lands. This series has gained a high reputation for its intense storyline. The protagonist calmly deals with various troubles, making him a reliable character. The story is well written with solid techniques, so it's a must read for anyone looking for a strong fantasy narrative. Continuing with the lineup introductions, we have Enoch's Second Squadron Expedition Muse Bunko Edition Volume 5 and Last Unparalleled Volume 2. These two works will be on sale, however, there are no new titles released on the publisher. Finally, from the releases of tour books on November 20th, titles include The Daughter of the Witch Hunt Volume 3, The Girl's Unwanted Heroic Tale Volume 2, and Adventurer Al, His Magic is Strange Volume 2. The first volumes of these series were released in September, so the sequels are coming out at a pretty fast pace. They are also ranked in the weekly sales, so there is a lot of anticipation for the latest volumes. That's it from the lineup from Books. So this time, I have introduced a bunch of new light novels releasing in mid-November. There were quite a few, right? Personally, I'm really excited about the latest volume of Fullmetal Panic or Demon Lord 2099, so I'm really planning to prioritize reading it. If there's any titles that caught your interest, please let me know in the comment section. I'll be introducing new books again next week, so please take this opportunity to subscribe to the channel. See you next video. Until then, goodbye.